guys, it's Jessica Hayes. So I finally got around to recording a bleached brows tutorial. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you tips and tricks of how to bleach your brows and also how to get them to look not brassy or not yellow when you're bleaching them. So you get more of this clear kind of no brow look rather than a yellowy orange look. So for this, I'm going to be using the Manic Panic Flash Lightning Hair Bleaching Kit. To learn how I do my see-through alien brows and why the hell I would do this to myself, keep on watching. So it comes in a little kind of sachet like this. Be careful, kind of messy. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of powder into the bottom. I'm just gonna grab about that much at the bottom. That's probably a little too much, but it will be good for now. Then I'm going to mix the developer with that powder. Basically, there's no magic formula with how much to mix with the powder and formula, but I just pretty much do it to a consistency that's a little more like a paste because I don't want it spilling down my face into my eyelashes or eyes because that could be a disaster. I'm just using a little spoolie that I get from cosmetics to mix it together. So that's a pretty good consistency. You can tell that it's not going to slop down the face. Make sure you start with clean brows, no product on it either. And using that same spoolie, I'm just gonna brush it through the eyebrows. I'm also gonna brush it backwards through the brows just to make sure I get the root of the eyebrow as well. So make sure the brow is fully coated. Go over and just pat a little more over the top. So once it's on, set your timer for 15 minutes. While I wait for this to develop, a lot of people may be thinking, why the hell would you bleach your eyebrows? And it definitely is a weird kind of look. It gives you a very high fashion kind of alien-esque and different look because it's certainly not a look that pleases everybody. For me, it's a tough look to carry all the time because I actually work as a brow artist. So a lot of my clients come in to have their brows, you know, perfectly tinted or perfectly shaped. So if I have absolutely no eyebrow because it's pretty much bleached clear, they're kind of like, what's wrong with this person? There's something about it, it just like, you can just do a regular old smoky eye and it just makes it look so much cooler, so much edgier as well. So it's definitely a fun thing to do every now and then. If I ever get sick of it, I will just pop something that's close to my natural brow color over the top of it. For instance, my natural brow color before, I would just add a level 7 Pravana color over the top of it and let that sit on for about 15 minutes and then my brows will be back to their natural color. So we're just gonna let this sit on for about 15 minutes. If it gets a little too dry, I'll just go back over with the extra mixture that we have here and just pat back over it. But I'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Still have 4 minutes to go, but I'm just gonna go just back over just to kind of wet the bleach with a little more of the excess product that we have. So the timer's done, but I can see underneath that it's still a little bit yellow, so we'll probably have to do a second pass of bleach over the top. I'm just gonna wipe that off with a baby wipe. So I feel like sometimes this is the stage that people will leave them at and it's quite yellow. You can't really get rid of that yellow color unless you're putting concealer over them, which is fine, but if you want them to be a little easier maintenance, then you can go over with a second coat of bleach. So I already had enough product mixed up. I'm just gonna give it a little more of a stir and then pop it on for round 2. If your bleach dries out a little bit, you can pop a little more of the developer into the mixture so it's a little more creamy and easier to spread on. I'm gonna leave this batch on for about another 10 minutes and just kind of check it after 10 minutes and see if I need to leave it on for any longer. By the time you get to this point, your skin can feel a little bit tingly and stuff. If it ever starts burning, take it off immediately with a wet washcloth. I am not a hairdresser, so the knowledge that I have is just from bleaching my own brows, so please be careful on your own skin. It is possible to leave it on for too long and burn your skin, so please, if you are feeling irritated, just take it off straight away. It's not worth the risk. So we're going to wipe them off for the second time, and you can see already that the color is a lot more clear like that. The brow area does feel a little bit tender and it is a little bit red right now. So I'll probably wait about an hour or so before I go ahead and put makeup or anything on. Just go ahead and kind of wash the area with a little bit of warm water so you can get all of the bleach out of it. That's pretty much it. Bleaching the eyebrows. The trick is to do it twice. And make sure you don't do it too many times because you don't want to burn your skin off as well. So I just use the 30 volume for this. There is a stronger one than this, but I wouldn't recommend putting it on the face. The highest that I would ever go, that I've ever gone, is 30 on the face because, like I said, you don't want to burn your brows off. Now, when you are doing your makeup, it's quite important to not get foundation in the actual eyebrow and just kind of do it along around the brow area. I didn't wait an hour for my brows to settle down with this redness, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of put foundation around it. If you do get foundation into the eyebrow, pretty much what it's going to do is just very white clear hairs will pick up on any orangeness in the foundation. Even though my foundation is pretty pale and not orange undertone, it will kind of pick up those tones in the foundation, so just be careful. Oftentimes when I do looks with bleach brows, I will bring the color kind of up into the bridge of the eyebrow as well because it just looks kind of cool and ethereal. So if you are going to do that, bring the color up into the brow, do this step after. If you do want to add a little bit of texture to the brows, what I have been doing is using the Kat Von D Concealer Cream in L1 Neutral, and what this will do is just kind of give a little bit of texture to the eyebrows, and it will also cancel out any yellow color that you get in the brows. You can also use white, but that's going to come out more of a whitish undertone kind of color. When you are putting concealer through the eyebrows, be really careful not to touch the skin. If you do touch the skin, what it can do is just kind of leave a bit of a clump of color under there. Sometimes if I'm not doing a super bold look, I will also just use the Urban Decay Subversion Lash Primer just through the brows. It's got more of a clear kind of texture, but it does have a little bit of a whitish undertone to it as well. And just brushing the brows up and across, it just gives it a little extra texture. So those are two different looks that you can do, one with the concealer and then one with the texture of the Subversion Lash Primer from Urban Decay. So I do get quite a lot of messages when I have bleached brows of how I make them super light and white, and it's always by doing it twice. If you do have super sensitive skin, I definitely wouldn't recommend putting the bleach on twice. That's why I only use the 30 volume developer instead of a 40 volume developer, because I'm just kind of scared of burning my skin with bleach, because you can do that very easily. So yes, that is definitely the key ingredient in making your brows super white and see-through, is to bleach them twice. If you see that they are yellow, just pop it on for another 10 minutes or so. Also, I find that definitely using a little bit of the Almost White concealer or the lash primer through the brows is just good at knocking back that tinge of brassiness and also adding a little bit of texture to the eyebrows as well. So like I was saying, if you do decide to bleach your eyebrows and you just think, hell no, this is not for me, you can always dye them back to whatever level your hair color was before that. Mine are usually about a 7, and I choose to do more of an ashy color because my hair is black. So yeah, basically if you do them and you only want them for a day or a few days, you can dye them back straight away. I do really love the alien, kind of ethereal vibe that a no brow look gives you as well. It isn't a look for everyone, and it's certainly not a look that everyone will understand, but the basics can judge all they want. If you just want to add some instant cool to your makeup and also be super low maintenance in the morning because you don't have to do anything to your brows, fill them in or anything, then bleaching brows is super fun and super easy way to just make your makeup look edgy and instant cool. So I hope you guys found this little mini tutorial helpful. If you do have any questions that I haven't answered, please go ahead and ask them below. Like I said, I am not a hairdresser. This is just purely from experimenting on myself. So I can't really give super valuable information on it, just pretty much what I've experienced myself. But anyways, I hope that you did find that helpful. And if you guys want to see a tutorial for this makeup, I will link it right here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you next week for my weekly tutorial. Bye.